to do the shearing. When I pull it into gear, the motor drives a flexible shaft inside this tube. It spins around and it drives down to the bottom to the tool that shears the sheep. This is the tool and it's called the handpiece. The handpiece has two blades on it, a fixed blade on the bottom called a comb. This combs through the wool. And a small blade on the top that cuts wool off, that's called the cutter, and the cutter moves, as you can see. It's very fast, very noisy, it's very sharp, and it's also very dangerous. Now this shearing plant, this is what is used today. This is the modern way of shearing sheep. Being the modern way, it's also the easy way. But it wasn't always that easy. Long time ago, all the sheep in Australia had to be shorn by hand. This is the tool that was used. These are called shears. It was about 100 years ago that these were used. At that time in Australia, there were about 70 million sheep. All had to be shorn every year with the shears. Shearers would work for 10 hours a day, and in a day they could shear about 70 or 80 sheep using the shears. Today they can shear twice that many sheep. One shearer can shear 150 to 200 sheep in one day. So it's much easier today. And something else that makes it easier for the shearer is this piece of equipment. This was invented by a shearer who had a bad back. He couldn't shear sheep anymore because of his back. How do you think he got the bad back? From bending over shearing sheep down this position all day. So what do you think we do with this? Do we put the sheep in here? Make it easy to shear? That's for the shearer, not the sheep. Shearer gets in, down in the shearing position you can see the springs working, supporting quite a lot of my weight and taking a lot of strain off my back. Now I'm going to get one of these sheep out now and show you how we shear it. I'll hand you over to Lauren. She'll explain to you what's going on during the shearing.
When the shearer catches the sheep, the first thing he does is turns it upside down very quickly. This is to get the sheep off its legs because then the sheep is completely under control and it can't get away. The shearer starts the shearing by removing the belly wool. When the belly wool is removed, it is kept separate from the rest of the wool. This is because the belly wool needs different processing from other wool. When a sheep lies down on its belly, it picks up a lot of rubbish from the ground, vegetable matter, grass seed, furs and prickles, which are hard to remove from the wool. In a commercial shearing shed, there is more than one shearer, usually 4 or 5 working together, and we call them a team of shearers. They'll start work at 7:30 in the morning, work for 2 hours, have a break and a cup of tea, work for another 2 hours and so on for an 8-hour day. Up onto the head now. When the shearer shears around the sheep's head, he must be very careful of the eyes and the ears. The neck is the most difficult part of the sheep to shear. As you'll see, the handpiece goes underneath the wool and the shearer has to feel for the skin before he can open out the wool to see where he is going. In Australia, we shear mainly merino sheep. That is the breed of sheep. And merinos are very wrinkly with a lot of loose skin all over their bodies, mainly around the neck. You might like to think of shearing as having a haircut. When you have your haircut, it doesn't hurt. You look neat and tidy for a while, but your hair keeps growing and before long, you need it cut again. It is the same for sheep, except we only shear the sheep once a year. This part of the shearing is called the long blow. A blow being a stroke of the handpiece. This is the longest blow a shearer can do on a sheep, from one end of the sheep to the other, so they get a lot of wool off very quickly when they do the long blow. A typical sheep farm in Australia has about 5,000 sheep. Shearers work in teams, and these teams travel around from one sheep farm to another. Once at a farm, they will stay there until all the sheep are shorn and then move on to the next one. This last side of the sheep is called the whipping side. It is called this as it is the fastest side to shear. Having already shorn off most of the wool, all the shearer has to do now is whip down this last side very quickly so he can finish this sheep, get out another one and shear as many as he can in a day. A shearer will be paid about $3 for every sheep he shears. It may not sound like very much, but as they can shear between 150 to 200 sheep per day, they are earning quite a bit of money. And there we have a lovely clean shorn sheep. Well done, Darren. Let's give him a clap.
Now, in the wool of sheep, there is a natural grease which is called lanolin. You've probably heard of it, a lot of skincare products. Ladies' cosmetics are made from lanolin. It's very good for your skin. It's also very good for the sheep itself. Immediately after we shear the sheep, it produces a large amount of lanolin that covers its own body in grease. This protects the sheep from the weather, keeps it warm and dry. We can put the sheep outside immediately after shearing at any time of the year, even winter time. They don't suffer at all. When I rub the body of the sheep, give it a good hard rub like this on the freshly cut wool, you'll be able to see the lanolin shining on the hands. Very greasy, you can certainly feel it. It's very good for your skin. So after the show, when the sheep is back in the catching pen, you might like to go over there, give the sheep a rub, just like I did, rub it a long time, rub it all over your face, and you'll have lovely soft skin. You'll smell terrible, you'll smell really bad, but your skin will be very good. Now, this part of the wool we have here is called a fleece. There are workers in the shearing shed called rouseabouts. One of them will pick up the fleece of wool and then throw it out onto a wool table. I'm going to demonstrate this for you by throwing the fleece out onto the floor so you can see it better. So you might like to just imagine that we have a wool table here. Spread it out a bit. And when I do that, you'll be able to see that the technique of shearing gets all the wool off in one piece. It's all joined together just like a big rug. Now, this is very important because when the rouseabout throws out the fleece of wool, all the short wool from along the legs and all the dirty greasy wool from underneath the legs, that all goes out to the edges of the fleece. So now we can skirt around the fleece and we can remove that wool. This process is called skirting the fleece. So that's the back leg there. Remove all that short, dirty wool from right on the edge there. Up along the fleece up to the front leg. And some of the short wool from around the neck. Now, the reason that we do this is to increase the value of the fleece. Because these pieces that we've removed are much less valuable than the main fleece wool. And these pieces are called pieces. Now, Australia has some of the best quality and the finest wool in the world. This beautiful fleece wool will be made into very high quality clothing. Things such as men's suits, ladies' jackets, evening dresses, all very expensive. This is how much wool a sheep will produce in 1 year, about 5 kilos. And that's enough wool to make 3 complete men's suits. If you had to buy those suits, they would cost you over $1,000. But the value of this fleece is about $40. $40 is what the farmer gets for a fleece of wool. Now we put the wool into a wool press. This middle box is the wool press. And we'll put about 40 or 50 fleeces in here. And then we'll press it down tight using this machine. And that's how we make a bale of wool. Most of Australia's wool is exported. We export to many different countries. But the main one today is, where do you think? China, of course, yes. Now the belly wool and the pieces, they'll be made into woolly socks, woolly jumpers, blankets for the bed, things like that. And all of these little bits that we have left here, all the bits are swept up. These are called locks. Locks get mixed together and made into a material called felt. Felt material can be made into many different things. This is just one example. This felt hat. This is made from pure new Australian merino wool. And I'm sure you know of other things that are made out of felt. Now, when a stockman's out mustering the sheep, he uses the Australian stock whip. When we crack the whip, it makes a very loud bang. The purpose of the whip is simply to get the attention of the sheep that we're mustering, and that is the only purpose of the whip. We don't hit any animals with it. This is how we crack the whip. Now, remember, when a stockman's cracking the whip, he'll be riding along on his horse. We have to be very careful we don't hit the horse. So there's two methods that we use to crack the whip to make sure we don't. We can crack the whip over the horse's head, like this. The other way we can do it is up and down, like this. When we do it that way, the whip will travel alongside the horse. Now, if you watch very closely this time, you'll be able to see what makes the whip crack. This time, I'm not going to make any sound. No sound. So this is how we do it. We swing the whip forward. To make it crack, we have to change direction with our arm and go back in the opposite direction. So it's forward and then back. Forward and back. When we change direction, that creates a loop in the whip. This loop then travels out to the end of the whip like a wave. When it gets to the end, it flicks the end over faster than the speed of sound. So this piece on the end, called the cracker, this is breaking the sound barrier. So it's a sonic boom that you're hearing. Now this is just for the adults. Now who would like to come down and have a go at cracking the whip? Who would like to try this? It's not dangerous, you won't hurt yourself doing this. Here we go. That's it. Here, there we go, that's for you. Hold up like that. Alright, there we go. Now remember, it's a race, everybody. It's a race to see who can finish first. No need to squeeze though, guys. No need to squeeze it. Okay, there we go. We have a winner. There's our winner there. Alright, this one's next. So the biggest ones are done first. No squeezing, mate. Don't squeeze it. It's not good for the hands if you do that. I don't like that. Okay, you're done too. Alright. It's not having to squeeze. So that's done. Okay, that one's done as well. Right, everybody's finished. Let's give them all a clap. They did good, didn't they? Good job. So thanks guys. We'll go